Hey, what's up, my peoples? Welcome to On the Mic with the M.
Auntie.
Today, man, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about the power of words, especially words from a parent to a child,
Oh, that's
how
beautiful.
they affect over a long term
Yes.
the child and how they perceive themselves. Uh, let's start with the first word, which is probably, I'm going to call it the most popular word to reference a child that could have the most negative effect on the child, which is bad,
Oh, my
right?
God, yes.
We play around with the word so loosely because I think a part of us is just programming.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what we're kind of used to, and it's very cut and dry, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see someone doing something that quote unquote is good, and so you call them good. Oh, look at you being good because you're sitting down, right? And maybe you're writing and doing your lesson like you were supposed to be doing, so therefore you are good,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then perhaps you're not sitting down, you're a little riled up, and maybe you wanted to play, so maybe you're running around in a circle. So
Mm-hmm.
you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so this is then interpreted as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Only because those are the two extreme options there, right?
True.
But in that situation, the kid running around in the little circle could just maybe he's excited,
Could very
right?
well be.
Yeah, got a lot of energy going that day. Maybe
Yeah.
they're curious, not necessarily bad. But
No.
when we project that word on kids, um, at what point does that kid relate me hearing that I am bad to the fact that I am bad?
Yeah, that's true. I think in general, like you were saying, we use that to just kind of, a reward punishment kind of thing. Like, and a kid, as a kid, like I want to be good because if I'm good, good things happen to me. I get extra candy. I go shopping. I do, they do things for me.
Right.
But if I'm bad, then I'm going to get punished for that. And you know, when you're little, your vocabulary is not that long, not that big. So, you're going to just say, oh, I want the candy. I want the praise. So I'm going to try to be good. But if a kid is just hyperactive because of too much candy and he's running around, all of a sudden you say you're bad, and they're like, well, what I do? I'm just being me.
Mm-hmm.
So kids start to think, well, if I do this, I'm bad, and if I do that, I'm good. And then if you keep using that bad in all kinds of contexts, like, you didn't pick your clothes up, you're being bad.
Yep.
So after a while, the kid's like, damn, everything I do is bad.
Yep.
And
It's like so many associations. All roads lead back to one word, you being bad. And you never quite really understand the difference between you being bad and you just making a bad choice.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
big difference. And we
Absolutely.
never got that delineation. It was always, when you hear bad, you always hear, hey, you're a badass little kid, or
Mm-hmm.
why are you so bad? And all of a sudden, the kid grows up being bad,
Yeah.
having bad behavior. And then you're like, well, how's he doing in school? Oh, just as bad as he always been. He was bad when he was little. His little ass was 6 years old and was bad. Now he's 17 years old and still bad as hell.
Right.
So you're like, wow, was he really that bad? Then you start thinking, damn, is that kid really that messed up?
Right.
But then if you think about it, you're like, wait a minute. Ever since I've known this child, they've been calling him bad.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody been calling him bad. The mama call him bad.
Mm-hmm.
The daddy call him bad. The grandmama call him bad.
And no show no alternative
Nope.
outlets for the child who was
Nope.
quote unquote bad to kind of see what he was good at.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. You can't be bad all the time.
You can't.
God damn.
It doesn't logically make sense. Because if so, then we got to commit you. I'm gonna
Yes.
keep it real. If you have a
Yes.
child who is bad all the time, this is the type of kid who will push the little sister down the steps type of thing, right?
Yes.
Took all the heads off the Barbies, like
Yep.
no commit.
Yep.
That's a bad person.
Yeah, you need to put
Yeah,
his ass. You
sociopath.
definitely need to get his ass evaluated because there's obviously something going on if he does shit.
Yeah,
If he's playing with matches, you go around see him lighting shit up in the
little
house.
arsonist in
Yeah, and
training.
then you're like, oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Oh, stop doing that. And here's the other thing: when kids do bad behavior, stop like, oh, you know what? He's just acting that way. Obviously, a kid just don't start lighting up matches and shit just because. I
Mhm.
mean, where the hell they learned that from?
Mhm.
And obviously, you need to look more into it, and not rather than just kind of brush it off. That all
Because once you realize what the spark do, you're curious now at any age.
very true.
So if you're lighting candles in front of your children, if they're at a cookout and they see the grill be lit, and the child is never ever able to use like fire or get too close to fire. Nah, now they got to feed that curiosity themselves. As soon as they get a lighter on in their hands, they in school trying to light stuff. Not because they're bad kids, but because they're genuinely curious. And don't get like a little bottle of Body Splash.
Oh,
now we got now I gotta make a little flame. Yeah, I
got flame for
I'm
now.
not a bad kid because I'm trying to make it go whoosh.
No, you're not.
I might mess some things up because you never let me light the candle, and I was like, "Ma, let me light the." And you was like, "No, this is fire. You can't play with." I didn't want to play with it. I just wanted to do what you was doing. That was light the candle. You got the little long flame thing. You never let me. Mom, come on, let the kids do it too. Or put the fluid in the grill. Now, granted, depending on the child,
oh my
right?
God, yes.
You gotta be careful. But to a limitation, you have to allow the children to explore the kind of calm that curiosity, so to speak, right? And there is a certain, especially like fire, right? You can talk to your kids about fire. They can understand it. We can have fun with it, right? Fire drills. We can have campfires where you actually understand how to set up a fire. All those good things that come with it. But when you create curiosity, right? And you create it just because it exists, right? You bring it to your homes with, your gas ovens, candles, and your child sees it. You see that the child has an interest in it.
Yes.
And then you deter them by maybe swatting the hands. Keep your hands off that lighter. That's not for you. So now you've have this swat that was a bad swat, right?
Yes.
So it's the continuation of being bad, but genuinely you notice that this child had a curiosity with this flame.
Very true.
Like everybody does.
4th of July, everybody lighting shit up.
Yes.
You're lighting fireworks up. You're lighting sparklers up.
All ages.
All ages. Everybody walking around there. So now this kid.
Sparkler.
Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, this is cool because it's new to them.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is exciting. But you have to know there's a time and a place for everything. You just can't go around and have sparklers every day. And there's a safety associated with that. But if you don't tell anybody about it, then they always would think that I can just play with stuff all the time or flames all the time, which is not cool. But you have to be aware of what the kid is doing before you start to, basically tell them that's bad or you're bad or that situation is bad. That means you have to take some time as a parent, because what happens is most parents, you're like, listen, I'm overworked, I'm underpaid. You do a lot of shit that I ain't got time for it. So I just want you to be quiet.
It's like you have to parent them for their age group, right? If you expose your child to firecrackers, right? 4th of July type of thing, right? And it's a younger child, right? 10 to 14 maybe age group, right? Where they actually can strike a match, where they actually can connect the lighter or the flame part to an actual fuse on their own. You would know to make sure that you don't have fireworks freely inside of your household, right?
Yeah.
Like you would limit also the accessibility for their curiosity, right?
Yes.
Even as much as lighters in the household, right? You would limit how many lighters are available to your child.
Yeah. So the other thing, if you smoke, then you want to make sure you don't put your lighters all over the place.
Yeah, or your cigarettes.
That too.
Because once you see that your child is either at school smoking or smoking after school, in the cut someplace around back, or just experimenting with and first of all, how much are cigarettes today? You're gonna be
$400.
Mad. You mad that your kid done stole a few cigarettes out of your box nowadays. And so you real livid when you find out your child is smoking, because they not smoking up their own cigarettes.
They smoking up your shit.
They smoking up yours, and so they real bad now.
Yes.
Get your bad ass up in this house. Oh, you mad.
You know how much goddamn cigarettes are? I got to put half a check on these goddamn cigarettes, and now you goddamn about smoking my shit up. You got to be out your goddamn mind, you bad ass. Get your bad ass out of here. Then the kid feels away.
Any of your goodies.
Yes.
Make sure they're put away.
Yes.
Because if your child takes them and experiments with them, that's that. A little accountability is on you as well, right? Because you
Yes.
have to respect them for the age groups that they are,
Yes.
and part of that is seeing what we can get away with, right? What they can get away with.
Kids keep testing the border.
Yeah.
You know, when you're little, you're gonna test what you can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to a point and you get that deterrent, that slap, you're like, oh, okay, I can't do that. So you're gonna keep doing it. They're kids.
Yeah.
You're gonna see what they can do, how much they can
How
stretch
much
that
of
bubble.
it I can do too? Yeah.
So, but you can't say, oh, you're bad off of everything you're doing. If that's the case, you need to explain to them why it's bad. Or why you
Absolutely.
shouldn't be doing this. Why you
Absolutely.
shouldn't be taking a fork and sticking it in the goddamn electric socket.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do that, you won't be the kid I have to worry about no more because you're gone.
You're done.
You're toast. So there's just certain things you have to just tell them and take the time to tell them. Hell, everybody's tired when you have kids. You're all tired. You know, sometimes you're like, I wish y'all just shut the fuck up. Give mama a little bit of time. Let me sit down and then come talk to me. But sometimes it don't work that way. Sometimes you come in the door and then you're like, oh shit. So now I got to deal with the situation accordingly.
Hey, as you remember so eloquently, today's Don't Talk to Mommy Day.
Yes.
Mommy loves you.
Yes.
You need anything, talk to Daddy.
Yes.
What is this?
What the producer just said was when, and by the way, the producer's my son. So the producer's talking about when he was little and mom would come home from work and mama would come home. She says, well, to understand that, I'm going to step back. The little producer talked a lot. I mean, he would get up in the morning. Hey, Dad.
He's trying to add some backstory. He
I try to give you a backstory, so I just hit you with the So
Yeah.
he would talk all the time. He would wake up. He would come talk, get on my chest, and Dad, blah 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 blah. And I listened to him because
Okay.
again, that's who I am. So he would talk all the time. I mean, all the time. So there's times when his mom would come home from work. She would have a long day, and she would say, "Baby, today is not talk to mommy day at this moment. You know,
Yeah.
mama, this talk to daddy day because mama needs a little peace and quiet right now." And so
That's called a mental health day nowadays. Nowadays, that would be chopped up to mental health, and you go take a little overnighter in a hotel by yourself or with your mother or something like that. Yeah, your
Yeah.
sisters or your girlfriend. Yeah, a little spa day.
spa day.
Yeah, that's when you. Respect.
Yes. So he would say, "Oh, okay," and I hear it and I smile. And he'll say, "Today is not talk to mommy day," because I said, "Yeah, mama had a long day." So then we'll go and we'll talk and do what we normally do. But he knew when he heard that, it was like, okay, he wouldn't say nothing to her. And then she'll come back and, hey, okay, we can talk, blah, 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 blah. Because at that point, she was full. You know, you're dealing with customer service. You're talking to people all day, people's attitude, all that stuff. So, she wanted peace and quiet. So that's what
see
what
me
the
off the-
producer meant by it's
Y'all
not
know
talk
what
to
that's
mama
called,
day.
right? This called happy wife. Happy
Happy
life,
wife.
okay?
Happy
My
wife,
man
happy
took
life.
care of the missus,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
You told the story very well.
Yeah, thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
told.
Yes,
Yeah,
I had-
you
because the
had
thing
to,
is-
because you're not coming for his woman.
No,
you
no,
are
no,
not
no,
coming
no.
for because she shut it down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, that's what people fail to realize, everyone needs a little break. Now, did I get that break?
Absolutely.
Rarely.
Okay.
But that was
But
cool.
you
with me.
didn't see. You get the breaks that you need.
Yes.
Right? And not all of us need the same things in life.
No.
And we
No.
have to be okay with that, especially not at the same time.
But that goes back to knowing who you are. Over many podcasts, we've talked about knowing who you are. Once you know who you are, you know what you can accept, what you can't accept, what you can compromise on. And you understand your partner. Your partner has a rough day. Okay, I got this, baby. Don't even worry about it. I got dinner tonight.
Yep.
I got whatever tonight. I may come in there.
It's because you're trying to work together then.
Exactly.
At that point. But what we see a lot of today is people who co-parent that aren't trying to work together. Right?
No.
And then you get to what's the next word on the list of that people like to abuse when it comes to children.
Let me see.
Something like they daddy.
Oh, God
If you
damn.
compare the babies to their daddy and it's a
Oh.
negative in the beginning, that comes with negative, consequences further down the line.
And what you've done, T, is you have now place your goddamn burden on this poor child
Mm-hmm.
because it didn't work out with you for whatever reason. Like I said, don't even give a shit. The kid's here now. So now everything that kid do is the worst thing. Like your father, you ain't shit like your daddy. Now how the hell 5 years old the kid ain't gonna be shit like his daddy? The kid 5 years
I didn't
old.
mean to laugh, but true that. Well, you hear it so many times.
Yes, you ain't shit. 'Cause how many times
Just
you walk
like
around and
your
see
daddy,
people yell at the
you
kid?
right,
"You're
at
bad, you're bad little
5.
son of a bitch, just like your daddy ain't shit.
Yeah.
You didn't know his daddy at 5.
Yeah.
How the hell you know his daddy was that way at 5? You met that bum or that dude whenever you met him.
Yeah.
At 5 years old, he was not a hellion.
Yeah.
He was a kid trying to find his way in this world. But you're now already cursed the goddamn kid like he was the worst thing since sliced bread. Because you and his daddy didn't get along, and now goddamn it, everything bad he does, everything good he does, it's just like his mama. Everything bad he does, just like that bum ass daddy of yours. He ain't shit like him. And so what you think the kid gonna feel like? And Lord knows don't look like him. You look just like your daddy.
Yeah.
You ain't shit. You gonna be just like him.
Ugly
Nothing.
like your daddy.
Ugly like your
head
daddy.
nappy like your
Nappy
daddy.
head like your daddy. You know,
But
ragged ass.
but when you met that daddy,
Oh,
he was fine.
that nigga was fine.
Hey, he was. Girl, you done picked up the phone. Girl, guess what just called me?
See?
Hey, what is he?
See, exactly.
But now he ugly. Ugly like that.
And-
First of all, he was not ugly when you first conceived this baby.
Oh no! And then there's
No.
another little thing I always hear too, and I hear it a lot. You got a little dick just like your daddy. Yes, and I say this again. You got a little dick just like your daddy. Now, first of
I
all,
know. Hold on. Darn that. We got to start prepping for these shows. 'Cause I wasn't expecting. And I've actually never heard that.
I've
Now you've
heard
gone to-
that shit.
If you are a woman and you're saying that, you've gone too far, ladies. Okay, it's always something that comes
Yes.
out on the show that just shocks me in pure amazement.
Yes,
amazing.
and they'll say that shit. You be like, first of all, excuse
So
me.
it's a big one like they daddy or a small one like they daddy?
Oh, you're normally small.
Oh, okay.
Yo, it's small like your daddy.
Oh, okay. Because if you then just be a compliment, then it just be weird if you saying that.
No,
I
it's
think
little.
it's weird either way. But
It is
wow.
weird. But that's their way of denigrating that guy. Because if he's not there and you got to look at this kid every day, you want to diminish this kid as much as possible. Diminishing the kid is like diminishing him, but you're destroying this kid. This kid's like, wow. Now, I got bad hair like my daddy.
Yeah.
I look ugly like my daddy.
Yeah. You gonna be a bum just like your daddy.
I'm gonna be a bad bum like my daddy,
Yeah.
and I got little balls and
That's
little
still
thing like my
killing me.
daddy.
That's still killing
I ain't
me.
got shit going on
Yeah,
for my life. You done shattered the essence of who I was,
And then they grow up and be just like their daddy.
just like their daddy. And then you're mad. I raised you. I don't know why you end up this way.
Yeah, I was the one who raised you.
Ah.
Why did you turn out this way?
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody wants to. How you turned out like this? I'm the one who. So you gotta look at the man in the mirror. What do you mean how?
You. Because what you just said was
and the power of your words.
Your words. An ass whipping you can get over. You somebody hit you with a comb or whatever, smack your butt. You can get over that.
You can.
Words are penetrating. Words get to your subconscious. Words are there.
And words also foster relationships or stop a relationship.
Yes, it
right?
does. Yes.
So when she speaks to or he speaks to the child directly, right, and you reference yourself, right, you foster a relationship that is like pleasurable with the child, right? And the one that you would enjoy with the child as well.
Yes.
Like you say nice things, right? When we hang out and when we talking about me and you, when we say nice things. But then when I talk about your dad because I don't like him or whoever in your group I'm not a fan of, I talk about them poorly, so then you also have this poor image of them also. So that destroys the relationship with them too. So not only do I act and look just like my daddy, I don't actually have a relationship with him. But by
No.
default, somehow I'm just like him because
like
of
him.
you. and the
Yes.
power of your words by constantly reminding me that
Oh,
you ain't gonna be nothing just like your father, or you a bum. They get to a certain age, 17 to 24, they'll be told, you a bum just like your daddy, or you making poor choices just like him. Who wants to be? When do you build them up? You can't remind
wow.
someone of someone else's shortcomings. That's not how you train someone. You lead by example.
Say that again, what you just said, because people need to hear what you just said. How do you build them up? Say that
Yeah, no. How do you build them up when you're tearing them down with your words?
constantly,
Constant. Because
day in.
especially for a woman, we
Mm.
love to talk. We'll talk from the time you wake up, my dear child, especially your child,
Oh,
all the way till you go to sleep. Nah, mom is right there in your ear. Clean up your room too. That's nasty. You're dirty, just like your dad. We
yep,
can,
yep,
I can hear it. I can see it. You know
yes,
what I'm saying? And
yes.
not in different households, man. You can rev up, say yeah, same message, and a woman who is angry and disgruntled. You can start first thing in the morning. 9 to 9. 9 to
Yes,
9. The only break that child will get is school. And hopefully
yes.
it's not the summertime.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Because then he's gonna
Yeah.
catch hell because now you got all summer to just beat into
Yeah,
his
so now
head.
you coming in and out of the house and smelling like your father.
Smelling like your father, you looking like your father, and what you just said was you're talking about a guy he's never met. If it's a worst
Or
case
just doesn't
scenario,
have a proper relationship with this person.
exactly.
Yeah. Because if they had a proper relationship, they would see that my father is none of these things that,
Hmm.
you're talking about. And eventually hopefully wouldn't feel this burden and hopefully let go of all of these emotions that aren't like helping her prosper in life.
And the thing is, that's kind of the problem with a lot of people. They keep holding on to things, they keep it as baggage. It's almost like a rite of passage. It's like, I want everybody to see my pain. I want everybody to see what I went through. And then you sit around with each other. Again, I'm just throwing this out there. Women sit around and they talk about, yeah, my baby daddy ain't shit either. How about you? Oh, he ain't shit either. So now you just pulling out each other's bag of goodies and bullshit, saying, "Yeah, he's just look how pitiful he is." Then you
So
start saying, "Look how bad he is." Well, this motherfucker's really bad. And then you're like,
I
"Oh
don't
Lord."
I don't think that that's what was supposed to happen. You're meeting relatable people and you're able to maybe decompress and then you see the same things in these people maybe. I
Okay.
think the issue is when you stay too long in that circle of just decompressing, right?
Yeah.
Because at some point, right, you have to be okay with sitting down with your girlfriend and saying, girl, if this man calls me mannish one more again or says I act too masculine one more again,
Oh.
and she can't look at you and be like,
Yeah.
I mean, you do act just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just we have to start somewhere with a little self-reflection and in those conversations like there's some truth and
Mm-hmm.
then there's some way for me to help you figure yourself out.
True.
Because for what reason are we spending like 5 years eating lunch together and we still single and dumb and miserable?
Oh
Like that doesn't make sense. At some
no.
point I have to like say, girl, I'm feeling better about myself, I met a new guy or I started
Yeah.
something new or I'm looking at life a little bit different or I'm working on that thing,
Yeah.
don't rush me through it, but I definitely work. You got to change the tone.
You do.
So for 18 years for you to just be angry at a man for how you allowed him to treat you.
Oh, hello.
Okay?
Because again, they can only do but so much
Because
to
and
you.
and with deceit in the air, they still only do what you allow them to do,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
At what point you going to say, I'm done giving that situation all of my feelings and trying to make him miserable, the kid miserable, his mama miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody needs to be miserable in order for you to press on or in order for your child to be properly provided for, nor do that person have to be in love with you. They already showed you how they feel towards you. You real life had a 9-month pregnancy They showed their ass during the pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably showed their ass during the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, meaning they showed up a little bit, but not all the way. Got to the hospital on the first day, and then flaked on the second day type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll be there next day. He ain't show up.
Mm.
What? What you mean he ain't show up? Bitch, I'm on my way. They ain't gonna have you in there by yourself.
Yep.
Stuff like that does happen, right? Where your
Yep.
girlfriend thought, you know, old boy was down all the way and he was going to be that guy, even though the pregnancy was a little bumpy, even though the relationship was a little bumpy.
True.
You know, now the labor and delivery is bumpy, and now, you know, it's like, what point you just going to let him be himself? Because he done already showed you exactly who he is. No good. Move on. Carry on.
Exactly.
But we have all these emotions. And with those emotions come out, you know, eventually those words that
Yep.
render down on those children, and they don't fester or grow or evolve into anything that manifests into greatness.
No.
And when you pregnant with these little people, you in your mind, he gonna be great. I'm gonna make sure I, you know, dress my kids in all the fancy clothes. We
Yep.
going to all the football practices, all the basketball practice. My kid gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then you cussing your 2-year-old great child out.
Oh, that's an oxymoron, ain't it?
Yeah, it is, because greatness is not cultivated like that.
No, you can't.
Right.
You can't keep beating on a dog. It's like getting a dog, a puppy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, "This is a great puppy. It's gonna be a good puppy." But every time you turn around, you're hitting him with something because he's not doing what you say he was gonna do. You keep beating him, hitting him, beating him, hitting him. That puppy does grow up,
Absolutely.
and then you wonder why it has such a bad attitude, why it growls at you, why it want to bite your damn hand off or face off, because you have beaten this puppy since he's been in your world. So you think by me beating him, he's gonna really love me? No. Just like the dog, the child's not going. He's not gonna come out and say to you, "Mama, you done a lousy ass job."
Mm-hmm.
His actions is gonna show it because he's gonna say, "I'm gonna do. You don't expect much from me anyway.
Yeah.
So if I do nothing, I'm just like my do nothing father."
Yeah. Absolutely.
So then you're like, "Oh, well, I ain't raised you that way."
You
Well,
did.
actually, you did. You did.
Absolutely.
Every day you raised me that way.
Yep.
And then it's the reality when they take the mirror and they show you what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to look at it.
Yeah. So the weird part is that some people also parent thinking that I'm gonna treat the child like this, and I'm gonna like turn it off when they turn 3, or I'll turn it off when they turn like 7, right? Or I'll stop cursing at my kids when they get a little older, or when, you know, like everything
Yes.
that you start doing is what you're gonna continue doing. So if you're not reading to your children when they're, you know, babies, you probably won't start reading to them when they're toddlers either.
No.
If you talking to them reckless, stop crying, doing too much crying, getting
Yes.
on my nerves, they probably gonna get on your nerves from the time they born all the way to the time they graduate from high school, because you've created this complex and
Yes.
you've allowed it to fester and grow, and it's a snowball. You know, it
Yeah.
starts from a baby getting on your nerves and being annoying while they crying,
Yes.
all the way to like you can't stand and they just like they fuck. You did too much, and you ain't did enough.
And you didn't do enough. And
No,
that is,
you didn't parent.
Oh my God.
You didn't raise them properly.
And we're
Talking
seeing
about
the
why they
results.
like that.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
seeing the results. So we talked about the last episode about gun violence. Gun violence is the end result.
Yeah,
It's not,
they're bad. So we see what the bad children do.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because that's what you expect from them.
yeah, what the
Why-
bums do.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
bad. So you told me I've been bad since I was little. Now you're surprised I'm bad. That I'm running around and busting caps in people. I'm running around carjacking people. I'm running around, doing all kinds of crazy shit to people. Because you done told me I've been bad since I was little.
Or I was just like my dad.
Exactly.
So when you met my dad, this is what my dad was doing.
Oh.
You know, you kind of wanted a hot boy. You got one. You know.
You know what?
And now you mad that the son just like the dad.
Oh,
So
God.
I didn't raise you like that. Yes, you did.
Oh, that's the other thing.
Yes, you did.
Choices. And then you wonder why I'm here.
Yeah.
And some of them or they really don't want to look and say, yeah, I did make a bad choice. And you know what? And if you just came to your kids, you know what? I was the best parent in the world. I did what I could do. I had anger in me. I was mad at your father for not doing what he's supposed to be doing. I took it out on you.
Yep.
But very rarely does anybody come back and right that wrong.
It's called accountability. Showing your child that you are able to be accountable for the whack shit that you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
Because I don't have any other word for it.
But you're right.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Accountability.
I don't have any other word. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna ask this question: do y'all peep each other out when you see a mother doing? I'm gonna say fuck shit like that, like talking bad about the kid. If the kid is with you and they're always lambasting the kid, like get your dumb ass over here, go on and fuck on over there, or come in dumb ass over here.
No. So you got to run in the same circle like you. So
Okay.
no, because you'd end up fist fighting that woman.
Okay.
Like you going and it's happened, and so to not run with a certain type of woman because you going to have how many times you going to disrespect a child in front of a thorough like woman? You're not that many. Not like talk to that kid like that one more time around me. Like it's not okay.
It's like, nope.
Please stop. Either
Okay.
I'm gonna have to remove myself from the situation, or you gonna have to remove yourself from the situation.
Oh, okay.
But either way, we not about to both coexist with you blatantly disrespecting and technically abusing the child next to me. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no people in the group who doing all that. And you, yeah, no, mm-mm. I just can't see it happening. I just couldn't see it happening because you'll be looking at your homegirl like, bitch, are you dumb?
Exactly. I would think that. I would think that because you see it so much, like in stores. You've been in stores, and all of a sudden you go in a grocery store and you see a kid grab something. Put that shit back on the thing. What the hell you grabbing the guy? And the
Yeah.
kid is probably like 4, can barely talk.
Yeah.
But they cuss the kid out. I'm thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This kid's 4.
No, they
And-
normally 2. That be,
Yeah,
you know they
yeah,
normally
2.
2.
Yeah, they run around
Because at
grabbing
4,
stuff and-
they, by the time you done cuss the 2-year-old out, by the time they're 4, they ain't gonna pick nothing out else. Because you done beat the hell out
Yeah,
of that.
that's true too.
You done censored the hell out of that kid. Yeah. They're normally 2, and it's the most bizarre concept because you don't know if the 2-year-old's talking yet. So you're like, do they
Yes.
really comprehend? Do you like they're getting cursed out in adult world, and I don't even know if they comprehend it. And then once the 2-year-old get the cussing, then they
Oh
get
my
beat.
god! Oh my god! And when you see that, you hear little kids cussing like little 6, 7-year-olds talking about "Mama, fuck that, Mama." I'm thinking, oh my god! In your head, you can see cuffs on that kid soon. You can see that kid in a gang. You see that kid going to jail. I
Wow,
can see his
I
ass.
didn't know it was going there.
In my head, I'm going down that road. That this kid's going to end up in a terrible situation. His name is going to be 757-6230. That's when we walk around with his little jumpsuit and a little card around his neck because that's what he's going to be.
In today's world, if you're lucky.
Yes.
Parents think it's cute, remember?
Oh, we did. We had a young girl, nice young lady, and she was nice enough to, have a, honest conversation with us. She wasn't from around here. She had a 2-year-old. She was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Baby father was 40.
Oh my God. She had to be by her daddy then.
I mean, by an older man. And
Before you continue, here's the other thing. If you're 19 years old and a 40-year-old dude roll up on you, you should run. He's not looking at you for your charm and grace. He's going to look at it because he can hit that young thing. And you should not be banging anybody who look like your daddy. If your daddy could have had you at 21, don't date a dude who's 40 years old and you're 19. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to put that out there. Okay, continue the story.
so I'm
Yeah,
going to
okay.
add on that, I don't know what age they met because the baby was 2 and he was 40. So that's the other part.
Oh.
Yeah, but she basically let us know, she's a young mom. And I said, oh, why, how? You're 19. Like, it's a 2-year-old. Y'all not the same age. But she said, the child curses. And she was okay with that. Yeah.
What?
And I was like, so, no, that's not okay, right? She was like, I mean, my mom tells me the same thing. And I'm looking at the young girl. Yeah, I'm not in no judgmental phase, but I'm just looking at her like, from an older female to a younger female, my dear, that's not cute. And I guarantee you, any and everybody you're taking your child around is talking about you as you exit out of the room. And I'm not going to stand in front of you and smile with you about that or deceive you and have you thinking that I think that's okay. It's that baby girl do better. That was our conversation piece that day. You got to do better than that. And it's not, you can't scapegoat that on being a young mom.
No.
You know better.
You should know better.
No, you do know better. Your mama right there in your ear telling you, you know that baby ain't supposed. Everybody knows the 2-year-old not supposed to be cussing. That's why you're laughing.
Oh.
The things that they're supposed to be doing, it's just regular. The things that's
Yes.
extraordinary or out of the ordinary, the things that make you, yeah, look at
Not cussing.
cussing a 2-year-old, and there's no deterrent. And I said, and by the way, we all know it's you who's teaching the 2-year-old these words. It could be no one else
Oh, my God.
because they're attached to your hip at 2.
There you go. And not to mention, if the baby's already cussing, you can only imagine the music that the baby's listening to.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's not listening to no Earth, Wind and Fire and Ozzy Brothers
No.
or Baby Shark.
No.
She's probably listening to. I can only imagine.
Babies listen to
what that baby-
everything.
So now you wonder why this kid is destined to fail,
Yeah, or destined to struggle.
and why
Mm-hmm.
you brought a child on this earth to put them in the most inopportune situation possible to fail, and somehow you think you're doing this kid a favor. First of all, let's go back to the 40-year-old. I don't know, is the 40-year-old involved in her life, or he just hit and run? Did she mention that? If he's involved in the baby's life, her life? Okay, that sounds like no.
I didn't want to do all of this, but no,
Oh, okay.
he's in jail. Come to find out, and she's number, I want to say 5 on the totem pole. Believe it or not,
5?
number 5 she was, and
She's in the starting 5.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, if T-Mobile had that thing, she'd be on the My Fave 5.
She came in with her nipples showing too. She left that out.
Okay, so we're gonna go back on this young lady just a little bit. She was
Podcast or no?
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully she
Listen,
airs because
we're not mentioning names. We're just saying. And if
But
your ass
also-
looked at it, then you'll learn something from this.
yeah, I'm not saying this to throw shade towards the young lady, but just kind of highlighting that this was what's going on
Mm-hmm.
today, right? That this is a young girl who was probably 16 to 17 when she started playing around with this 30-some-odd-year-old man, right? And for whatever reason in her mind, she thought it was okay, even though he had 5 other baby mothers. And in the midst of having 5 other baby mothers, he can't honor and take care of this girl, nor can he protect her, because technically you the last and smallest one on the totem pole. At least 3 of those older women came for her physically. And so that's the other part to it. It's
Oh,
like
no.
y'all are playing around with men who have shown you that they're not willing to honor anyone else before you. What you think they about to do with you? And now add the icing onto the cake is the fact that the man got locked up. And what was the thing you just asked me?
Is he taking care of her?
Yeah, no, he can't possibly be taking care of her because he is in jail. And so it's like,
Jeez.
what? This is a poor pick.
Very poor pick.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very poor pick. And the future's bleak.
Absolutely.
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 And
And which
now-
is why I had to be honest with the young lady with whatever she was willing to receive from us, right? And even if it's just something as small as, don't allow your age to be a reason on why you're parenting poorly,
No.
because we all know better than to allow a 2-year-old to be cursing.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Come on now.
And no, not she's not dumb, but the action that she was making was dumb.
Yes, without question. Because that's just the start. That starts other things.
Yeah, and then you had an influence in your life, a mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So grandma is present, and I don't know how present the grandmother is, but when you through your own mouth say out loud that my mother has constantly attempted to correct me, I'm gonna back your
Wow.
mother up.
Yes.
Just so that when you laying down that night and, scrolling through your TikTok and something through TikTok hits you, you hear my voice also, and you also hear your mother's voice,
Yes.
telling you that, no, do better.
You
Because
have to do better.
ultimately, we need to do better with raising these children. We're talking about gun violence, and that is only the product.
The end result.
That's
of
the end
this.
result. Yeah.
This is it's horrible, it's bad, but people fail to realize that once you have a kid, you're no longer a child anymore. You no longer can play those childish games. You can't play those kid games anymore.
So what I hear is, I guess between the ages of 16 and 19, well, 19 and under, somehow 19 is also part of the quote unquote young parents group. So young ladies who have had a child 19 years and younger want to be part of the young moms group. And I'm just like, I didn't know what young moms mean. If you're a mom, you're a mom. That's just the end.
There's no.
You don't get no pass to do nothing weird or inappropriate or like lackadaisical, which is kid, because you're a young mom. Nah.
Oh my God! You played the game.
Yeah.
You invited this game because you had to give into it, and you ended with a mom, you ended with a kid, and now y'all want to play young moms. No. You're now mom.
And in the world of YouTube, you don't know something. Whatever you don't know, you need to YouTube it. Just like that makeup that you didn't know when you was 14, and you sat there and you YouTube that, you need to YouTube it.
Yes.
So whatever you don't know as far as proper parenting, and you know what ain't proper,
you do.
You need to YouTube some parenting tips.
Even before that, can you YouTube how to take birth control?
Yes, you can.
Can you go to your doctor and say, listen, I need something to protect me from accidents happening? Because I don't think any 16-year-old says, I'm going to have sex, and then I'm going to have a kid, then I'm going to go ahead and marry him, and we're going to have a white picket fence, we're going to get married.
Yeah,
no.
They don't do that. It doesn't happen like that.
No. So that means take your goofy ass to the doctor and get on some pills because you're not ready for that. If you're living in your mama house and you ain't living on your own, you should not be bringing kids to your mama house. Talking about, oops, mama, it's me and somebody else coming. And your mama like, fool, I can barely take care of you. And you going to bring somebody else into this mix? What the hell?
You know, they bring the whole family nowadays.
What?
Yeah, the whole unit, because, you know, they want a family unit supported.
Oh, come on. So everybody's falling for this BS, huh?
I don't know what's going on nowadays. We got two extremes of functioning going on, right? We got people who just functioning properly.
Yep.
And then you got people who not functioning at all.
Damn.
Just at all. I mean, you cannot take your excuses as a means to function piss poorly. Nope. Meaning your broken heart, and the man is lying to you, right? Let's keep it real. A man has lied to you. He's probably either cheated on you or told you things that it didn't come true.
No.
And he played you to the left. And then he keeps coming back in, leading you to believe, whether he's using the words or just through his actions, leading you to believe that we might get a little change, right? But he's on this whole nother page as soon as he leaves up outside of that house. This brother, you've given him a whole baby, and he can't give you a whole committed relationship.
Wow.
Let him go. Peace of mind's sake, let him go.
But you know what? I think it is easy for us to say that.
It has to be easy for someone to, because someone has to be objective here, right? Emotions are going rampant in the community.
Yes, it is.
And there are female emotions and male emotions, right? And they are going rampant. And for you to speak out and tell your child that they something like they daddy, right? We're referencing an emotion that's going rampant inside of you that you've not gotten a control over, right? I can't cater to your emotions. I can only tell you what needs to happen, right?
Very true.
Because somebody needs to cater to your emotions, whether it be your mother, your auntie, your best friend, guidance counselor, paid professional, someone in a church group, a journal of your own to get through these thoughts. Somebody can cater to the emotions, but we can't, right? And that's why I'm saying it's so cut and clean, right?
Yeah.
We have to get objective here and get away from the emotions that are skewing us in all these crazy different directions that are influencing us so poorly to where we're making poor decisions for not a little bit of time, right? Because generally speaking, your anger, your emotions tend to influence you poorly for a small amount of time, right? Coworker piss you off at work. I'm angry. Might kick over the trash can. The hell with this place. Storm out the door. I'll come back. I'm okay the next day, right?
Exactly.
But when it comes to the interactions between males and females, when it comes to children, procreating, marriages, divorce, all that, we allow these connections with people to hold on to our emotions for years.
Yes.
Influence our actions for years. You ain't slept with that man in 12 years, but still you angry. Yes, you have emotions. I can't cater to them, but I'm telling you, at some point you have to come out of that and move on and carry on. You have to do better for you and yourself. We talked about the relationships that you have with children. You're not just feeding into a relationship that doesn't feed you back. But if you feed in poorly into something, you only feed anger and anguish into a child, and then you receive back anger and anguish from a child.
Ooh.
What's the point of that? It doesn't feel good to be a parent now.
No.
You haven't experienced the joys of parenthood.
You're right, because you have taken your pain and your anguish and put it on this kid who really had nothing. The kid's a byproduct of your bad decisions. If you really want to be honest about it.
Or about your green decision. Maybe you just didn't know any better at that time. Some point you got to, when you know better, right? Because that's what we're talking about. If you was 18 and you slept with a guy, he treated you poorly. Maybe he didn't treat you poorly. Maybe he just deceived you. Maybe he just simply lost interest because he grew up too.
Yes.
For whatever reason, y'all didn't make it.
Yes.
Right? We have to find a point where it's okay now. 5 years goes by.
Yeah.
And you're still not okay. You're still pretending like I was a young parent. You're 23 now. You're not an 18-year-old parent.
No.
You've grown up.
That is so true. That's very
true. At
true.
what point do you know better? And when you know the better, at what point do you execute to do the better?
And that is when you have to come to grips with your emotions and put it in this proper place. Understand this world before you die. You're going to have a lot of emotions going up and down. You're going to be disappointed a lot. You're going to be happy a lot. It's just life.
And more than just emotions from relationships.
Yeah.
Right?
Just general emotions.
Just general. Going out, interacting with people, disappointment from different businesses, different services. You go to the doctor's office. As soon as you get there, oh, I'm sorry, the doctor won't be seeing any patients today. We have to reschedule other patients. Pissed.
Mad. Hot.
Mad, hot. You know what I'm saying? You mad.
Exactly.
But you don't know how to handle that? Like, shit happens.
Shit happens.
You say, okay, I can reschedule right now or no, because give me a minute. Let me check my calendar. How about that?
Yeah,
right? And carry on.
Exactly.
You don't hold on to, I can't stay in this doctor's office. I ain't never coming back here.
Exactly.
You're doing too much.
Or you go into a supermarket and like, I'm going to get this particular type of flour. Damn, they ain't got this flour no more.
Yeah.
I hate this goddamn supermarket. I ain't coming to this raggedy son of a bitch no more. I'm done.
No, damn well you showed up on Mother's Day at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Mad that they ain't had that specific type of flour.
Exactly. Come on now. You're going to get some flour. I can't believe FTD ain't got no damn flowers. This is bullshit. But you came on Mother's Day.
Yeah,
at
5 o'clock.
Flowers.
They about to close. Everybody got all the flowers. They done did all the arranging. The lady who worked there looking at you like, I ain't doing nothing else.
Nothing. I'm done. I've been here for
two
straight damn nights putting shit together. Now you're going to come in here the day of at 5?
It's going to get your emotions going, right? Because you cared, right? You care about your mom, right? Or your wife or whoever, the daughter, because my dad loves to give us flowers as well. Whoever you're getting the flowers for, though, they got your emotions all excitable, right? Because they don't care. That lady just came to do her shift, and guess what? Her shift ended 4 minutes ago.
It's great. Go home.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So your emotions are now a little bit all over the place. 'Cause now you're trying to scramble where I'm going to get these flowers from. I can't disappoint these women. Come
Exactly.
on. So now you're challenged.
Yep.
But the point is that we're all going to be challenged as far as our emotions are concerned. You can't allow them to get the better side of you, and you certainly can't allow those emotions to run and direct you for years.
Years.
Yeah, because that's what we're
Lord.
seeing today.
Years. And that is, and it's just, all it's doing is just beating you to death. It's just destroying your happiness. It's destroying your balance. You're not even balanced anymore.
Yep.
Because you look
Stress.
at stress.
Yeah, the relationship, the emotions are creating like a stress that you harbor now, right? And the stress you normalize, right? So now
Yes.
when the phone rings and you see that, it's that guy who you can't stand, but you still got to deal with, your face balled up. He ain't said nothing. It's a Thursday afternoon.
Thursday afternoon, but in your head, you're going back to a place that no longer exists.
No longer exists
The
anymore.
past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. You have to deal with the now.
The present. And nothing happened right now.
Nothing.
He called your phone. You saying in your head, oh, he gonna blow me. Words have power.
Yes, they do.
So when you said in your mind, he gonna blow me. You looked at that caller ID. You said, oh, he's going to piss me off. This conversation not going to go well.
Already.
You know that already. So what did you do? You answered the phone with an attitude.
You sure it did.
First of all, you almost didn't answer like that. No, almost missed the phone call, right?
Exactly.
Daddy. Or
It's
you missed the phone call and you made that man call you twice. No, all the more you had, because that's my favorite, by the way. I know all the more you had the phone inside your hand, right?
Yeah, you're looking at it like, I ain't
So
answer.
you missed the phone call. You was holding the phone in your hand,
Uh-huh.
and then you answered the phone with an attitude, and you already prepared for the conversation to go bad.
Yes.
Words
Yes.
have meaning.
It really
Right,
does.
they have a lot of power behind them.
It
And
does.
because you were prepared, you kind of set yourself up to start downsliding to get to that negative place that y'all always end up in. Right?
And you want to take him there because you're feeling there. You're feeling there. So
yeah,
I'm
because you feel
always
like
gonna
that's the
take-
payback he deserves.
He deserves it.
He deserves this.
He broke my
But the
heart.
weird part about it is I don't care how many hearts my son breaks. My son don't deserve none of this nonsense.
Oh, no,
that's
no,
going
not my
on.
boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Not my boy.
Not my baby.
not my baby.
Don't you break his heart and that's not his baby either. Type
No.
of, you know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Like
Rick,
when
DNA
it's
test,
your
Damon.
child and when that man is your son, you would look at the thing all the way different. Now you become objective to the situation.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you can. It's so much easier. Ooh, it's easy now. It's not my
Not
situation.
my baby. Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
not my,
yeah, and
that
it's not your
hussy.
situation, right? To own and to have all those emotions. So we can be objective. It's just hard to be objective with our own stuff. That's the
And-
number one thing.
Oh, and that's bad because,
Yeah.
again, this is why these kids harbor that resentment, that almost like they feel not loved. Because no matter what you do, you could give them everything, but if you constantly basically shooting one half of them, you
They got on
constantly,
Fresh J's phone fathers. They got $200 pair of sneakers on. They are 9 years old. They get everything.
Yep.
This kid got an iPhone 13. He's doing it.
he shoot, and every time
Fancy
a new Jordan
jeans.
come out, new LeBron come out, he
Got
getting
it.
that.
But
'Cause
you're cussing them out.
on a daily basis,
Reminding him he look like his daddy.
on a daily basis,
Or ain't shit like his daddy.
on a daily basis. It's relentless.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a rainstorm. It's just like every time you keep looking like, damn, is the rain going to end?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't end. It's keep coming. It keeps coming.
And then for a lot of times, I'm going to assume that after a few years of you going like this, you've created a new habit. You yourself can't even stop saying the stuff that you're saying. You on a roll.
And yes, and now that baby now has to adjust his life because now there's no kid that wants to hear that shit every
No,
day.
they start tuning certain things out you saying.
And now
And then they'll start tuning out more of the things you say.
more and more. And after a while, everything sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wow, 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 wow. Because again, every time you open your goddamn mouth, it's never good. So why should I listen to that bullshit? And all that kid's thinking about, TikTok. The day I can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Because I don't
You
want to
know,
deal with this.
the other situation I'd see this in is grandparenting, right? Perhaps a grandparent doesn't like the mom or doesn't like the dad.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
you were out with your grandmother, and they say something slick about your about the parent. The child is like, I do not want to go to grandma's house.
Yes,
She always got something. They won't tell you why they don't want to go to grandma or, whose ever house it is. Children do not like when even if they don't have a relationship with them. I do not like you talking poorly about my daddy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they don't like it. And their mother, who takes care of them, they
Yes.
don't like you talking poorly about their mom, who in their eyes takes proper care of them.
Sure do. But it's just that thing that just grates you. It's like, I don't want to hear that. So
And it's not because children have their own lives. I think what ultimately it comes down to, and to feel those burdens that you are put on from another person, you're like, I want to be myself.
yep.
I don't want to be look like every time I turn you look just like your mother. I don't want to look just like you acting just like your mother. That's how your mother used to act. You're
Yeah.
like,
Can I be me?
can I just be me?
Whatever that is. Can I be me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
crazy.
more, and it's not to like. I know we constantly harbor on the mom, so to speak, but
Yeah.
this dynamic occurs, with the dad. It also occurs with the grandparents, and it can a lot of times also happen very freely and loosely with the tongue with the aunties and uncles in the
Oh
households,
yeah.
right?
Oh God, don't add them into
Yeah,
the mix.
because their
Oh.
layers so light, but it does make a difference.
Yes.
When you take your kids around those larger family dynamic situations like picnics, cookouts, all that good stuff, and you always got an auntie who call herself never. I don't bite my tongue for nobody.
Oh,
If you gonna bite your
Lord.
tongue for these children,
Yes.
especially my children. Yeah,
Oh,
but they
my
know
God.
whose kid they can speak real loose around, and then they know whose kids that they can't.
Yes.
Right? That's the other thing that you notice about those aunties and uncles.
Yep.
They only try certain people's kids
Yeah.
inside grandma's house. They don't try everybody's kids.
No.
Yeah.
No, because again, you said
I
something.
need to tighten up.
You have to, because you said something crazy. My son, I'm gonna choke you out. I may choke you out in front of grandma.
Yeah.
I may have to take
No,
you outside.
sometimes
No,
it'd be
real
the-
talk. I may have to choke your ass out in front of grandma.
Yeah,
I may have to
sometimes
cuss you
it'll
out.
be the
in
auntie
front.
who's reminding the child that, you know what I'm saying, you got rough hair just like your father. Like, my kid barely has a relationship with their dad, and you reminding them of the negative things that they had. First of all, my kid don't have rough hair. That's
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah, you don't have
and,
rough
and
hair.
then you go and reference their father as something negative, and they probably don't even have could possibly not have a good relationship with the dad,
Exactly.
or you don't know. And so it's like, why would you make a negative comment or mention his father at all? What his daddy got to do with you?
Yeah, and think about it. That's the aunt that probably got 5 kids by 5 different dudes her
Yeah,
damn
it's
self.
always the messy aunt because she's just a mess.
Exactly.
They don't never do nothing but continue to mess.
And cause mess. Every time they walk in the door, like, oh, damn, she here. Aunt Sister here again. God
And then leaving the
damn.
mess. Like, no,
Yes.
take your mess with you.
Get on out of here. And they grow older and it still gets messier and messier. So it's like,
And then you see them, they put all those negative words and influences out into the world. And
all
they
the
got-
time.
Yeah, we all gonna have to, live in what we put out, right? So make sure it's something that's positive and proper, and be careful with the words, especially the words on the children, because the children are supposed to feed us back.
Yes. And the other thing, can you leave? Kids grow up and you give them nicknames, whatever. Can you let the kid grow up and leave that nickname, little poo poo? Can you? The man 40 years old with 3 kids, a wife, and everything. You still call him poo poo?
pumpkin.
Why you call him poo poo? Girl, he's growing up. When he was 2 years old. He shit himself. He shit. You're like, come on now.
It's
I'm
too
40
much.
years old,
Yeah.
grown ass man. Can you leave that? Okay, you ain't got to go through all that. Just, you know my
It's
name.
always like 2 or 3 people holding on to the childhood nickname that you
Yes.
shouldn't even have been named in the first place.
Exactly.
Like, you gonna remember that incident and name me for the incident that was like, I can never live that down now.
Never live that down. Never
Yeah.
live that. You're like, God damn.
I do think we kind of got away from that though. For a lot of, for
Oh,
this
boy.
generation,
Oh.
it kind of looks like I think we might have gotten away from that.
And you know what? I'm gonna make this comment. The other thing that used to bother me is when people have juniors and junior and threes and fours and fives. I was always from the mindset, let that kid have his own name, his own identity. Because
Okay.
if you're a junior, they're always going to call you MJ or TJ, whatever that J is, or if you're a third, and all of a sudden, it's just like, well, you're like your grandfather. You have to live up to previous generations of people.
I'm a disagree with you on that one. I wanted another Tamara. I'm gonna just say that.
Well, see-
She would have been the third if you could do that. If you,
Wait a minute, you was going to name your daughter Tamara? No.
I wanted to, Sasha, because she would have been the third. But we can't really pass it on as a woman. But I'm named after my mom. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's new. I
think
didn't
it's
know
awesome. I think it's awesome.
See. Let me tell you, it's a great name. It's just for me.
But the
I was like,
legacy that you have to live up to, where it can be like a negative legacy or some like really large shoes to fill.
Yes.
That definitely can be a burden on some people. Even
generation.
like you being a younger brother to like a big brother who does a lot, right? That can be a lot of pressure.
yes,
So
because he keeps telling you,
absolutely.
oh, you ain't like your older brother. He doing this. What you doing? And then you find yourself comparing yourself to him.
all the time.
All the time. Well,
Yeah.
And then look at you in the face, shows you they're disappointed. Like, oh, he got 3 businesses. He got 3 homes. What you doing? Well, I'm still in my apartment. I'm trying to get myself together. Oh, keep
Okay,
trying.
baby,
You be all right. You
it's
just keep
always
trying.
keep trying.
Keep trying, baby. You gonna
That's
get there
the
one
older
day.
people's favorite. Keep trying.
Exactly.
Just keep on. But that's a good phrase to put out there to people, right?
Yes.
Keep trying.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
Just hope. Just
Keep hope alive, in other words.
And you know, and that keeps you going, and that goes back to, you said, the power of words. You know, we have to always remember to always, show your kid the appreciation, show them the love. Example. To this day, I say I love you to my kid every day. Grown man. No, he knows I love him. But to me, it's just a point of saying, I never want you to get to a point where, like, oh, you're grown now, so I ain't got to tell you I love you. You always want people to know you love them. Because, again, in this world, you want to make sure that if something happens to you, that they know, damn, I know they at least love me. Rather than, what if they really love me? I know they used to say it a lot when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. They stopped at 9.
Yep.
And I don't know after that point,
Yeah.
if they really love me. They act like they love me, but you want to, these are habits that you want them to have. So when they have kids, that they show, hey, you want to show me love you, so it becomes a habit. You have to teach your kid good words. I love you, I care about you. You show them, and that's a part of them. So
Absolutely.
it becomes
It
second
could-
nature to them.
That's it. It becomes second nature. Becomes habitual inside of our household.
Yes, so we need good habits. We need to get away from these habits that's causing pain and heartache, generational heartache and pain,
Yes.
generational trauma. We need to get away from that and learn every day to be mindful of what you're doing, what you're saying. People talk, I didn't know I was doing. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You did it for whatever reason.
You've done it for 5 years. You've been allowing those emotions to run and control you, and you know that they are. It is time to take off those cuffs. It's time for us to, like you said, to correct some of these wrongs.
Take the time and correct it. You again, you can sit around and keep telling yourself I'm going to change. Well, just change. Take today.
Yep.
Next time I do it today. Again, the past doesn't exist. The future does not exist. The now exists.
Yep.
So you keep doing it now, it becomes part of the past and becomes part of the future.
Yep.
So
And it's something that's easy as changing your words. And you
Changing
can
your
start
words.
with one word, and you can start today.
Yes. Today.
Yep.
Damn. You know what, T? This is a beautiful discussion, and we're going to hit this back again because this is leading us to other little behavior changes that we need to do as a society.
That are
in general.
very doable.
It's
right.
doable. Yes. And so we're definitely going to revisit and touch this again. So, another great conversation.
As usual.
And, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and come back to see On the Mic with the M.
And T.
Peace and love.